All right. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, Kingdom family, to Beauty for Ashes, the journey where we are healing and we are becoming and we are growing. Today, we have Dr. Q and Dr. Kyle in the house, y'all. Dr. Q, my team team host. We in here doing what it do, y'all. Just we want to welcome you all in this morning. Let us know where you watching from in the comments. We will have all of Dr. Kyle's information in the description. And we just want to make sure that you all are coming in here and talking with us. We are here to talk together. We're going to have a beautiful conversation today. And I would like to turn it over to Coach Q. And first of all, how are you guys doing this morning? Everybody doing all right this
Yes,
morning?
man.
All
Outstanding.
right.
Great to
All
be with
right. All
So,
right. It's
Doc, Darkest, thanks for the assist. I'm excited. The last 2 weeks we've had two gentlemen who have been really close to me, like brothers throughout this journey of basketball coaching, we call it. And today we have another brother, another gentleman who is a very big advocate of many things. And he will share that, and then hopefully we'll be able to bring it back so he can share more about his growth and where he's headed. But today we have a gentleman by the name of Kyle Adams. I met Kyle almost like Fred, 20 some odd. Well, probably met Kyle before Fred, but 20 some odd years ago in a small gym. And Kyle, you could probably tell me what that gym was. I can't even remember where.
you. It was in Wilmington, Delaware.
Delaware, yes.
We were at a holiday tournament, and
Yes.
um, I was coaching at Cheney at the time. Q was coaching at VCU, and you in this coaching thing, you can sometimes I call it they reckless t-shirt chase. Like they treat people a certain way based on the prestige of their logo. And Q and I connected. I was a Division II head coach at the time, and Q and I just connected. Man, we talked and um, just about real things, about life, about the game, about leadership, about women's basketball. And I really felt like I met a brother that day, and our relationship has done nothing but continue to grow. Um, we talk about a lot of things that have nothing to do with the game of basketball. I was honored. I was honored when Q asked me to write the foreword for his first book, um, and he is someone that I view as a friend, but also more intimately as a brother. I'm very very thankful for our relationship, and then to see you guys have Fred on last week, who's like another part of our community of brotherhood, and to listen to you guys engage was really special and powerful. So I'm excited. I'm excited and honored to be with you both today. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you being here and taking the time, and so I'll start off with Kyle. Tell us a little bit about who Kyle is. I know we'll get into the brand. We'll get into some of the advocacy stuff that you're doing.
Yeah,
There's so many things you're doing. The speaking stuff you're doing, but tell us a little bit about Kyle.
I would say Q. Like there's so many interests that I have, but I feel like my superpower and why I've been placed on this planet is to be an encourager to
mm,
people, right? To really provide people hope, um, really to help us all on these leadership journeys. Like we're all developing leadership, right? We're
Mhm.
either leading positively or we're leading negatively. But the people that we influence, we're leading them some way. Our connection to people is really important. So um, I really try to be intentional about in whatever work it is that I'm doing, that I'm able to add value to people. If it's through speaking, if it's through providing workshops and trainings. Um, I taught this year as an adjunct in a master's program for coaches, and helping them to become more knowledgeable and have a better understanding of what of what this coaching thing means to those who they coach. Um, you know, I just want to help people. I want to help people. I want to be. I strive to advocate for historically Black colleges and universities, and the students and the administrators and the people that work in those environments, recognizing how important they are to the development and advancement of our people. Um, so as you know, Q, I try to stay busy. I try to stay busy.
So, Kyle, I do have a question because being an encourager is something that people don't often embrace, I'll say.
Yeah,
How soon and early in your life did you understand that that was your call to be an encourager?
Ms. Dorcas, I think that's a great question. I think I've always known it, even in childhood. Um, but as I got to college, I was placed in positions of leadership that allowed me to encourage. And even before that, when I was in high school, I got an opportunity to be something called a peer mentor, where we
Mm.
would go and counsel middle school students, who might be dealing with drug addiction or family separation or different challenges that young people experience in middle school. Like, I've always been placed in environments that have called for me to lift and encourage others. And I think in recognizing the power of what coaching, how I was coached, and how it helped me to grow and develop, I wanted to be able to have that same impact on other people, which really drew me to wanting to coach. But I think I've always known it very young. And to your point, everybody doesn't receive it, right?
Exactly.
And I think I've recognized, and in my reading this week, um, like it said, we all want to save people, we want to help people, and stepping back and recognizing Jesus saves, right? That's not our job, and it's not our job to save everybody. I think I try to be really intentional about connecting with the people who value what it is that they feel I have to offer to help them, and in allowing that light to shine, your hope is that people will connect to it, and you're able to help them, if not directly, but through what you model, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's powerful. I love that. I
I
love
appreciate
that.
So
Mhm.
Kyle, with that and with Beautiful Ashes, we have a big spiritual component that I want to ask you about. So tell me, how do you take that and what do you use in this journey? Because it's so much that you do. How does that how do you work that in your spirit? How do you work that spiritually in the spiritual realm? How do you bring that to the natural realm? Because all what you're saying to me is spiritual.
yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of it is, and we talk about this all the time. Just
Mhm.
Right.
so how do you bring this and that encouragement um spiritually into a sense, into areas that may not allow you to bring it in that way? What are some of the things that you're doing, and how are you using your gifts to really change um that by your through your spiritual journey, and how you operate with your spirit?
I think there's a few things, Q. I think first and foremost, I'm a praying man, um, and I understand the power of prayer.
Mm,
Uh, I understand, and I say to you that I'm a praying man, but I'm also in community with praying men. Like
mm,
like you're a praying man. Fred is a praying man. Um, I just got off the phone with one of my line brothers who's a praying man. Where we're not, we understand the power of prayer, not just in our own lives, but in how we want to be open to allowing Him to work through us to meet the needs of the people that we come in contact with.
mm.
Um, like I want to be impactful to every person that I encounter throughout my day. That might be somebody I walk past in the store, and you have no idea what they're going through in their lives.
Man.
And I want to look them in their eye and just say good morning and smile to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And and not and you never know how that lifts people.
Yeah.
Um, when
Man.
I when I talk with people, Q, when I meet people, um, I always am asking. I go into spaces and I don't ask like, okay, what can I get from these people today, or who can do this, or who can do this for me. I really go into spaces looking for who can I help in this room today,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who, what's a book that I've read? Who do I know? Like, is this a person that Q can help with something because of something he's experienced? Like I'm very intentional about listening to people, and I ask very pointed questions about their dreams and their goals and their desires. They're like, why are you asking me all these deep questions? But a lot of it is based around wanting to know how I can help them, and who I can connect them to. Is there a book that I've read? Is there a course that I've had, um, to try to get people to their dreams, right? I think we all got dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I really believe when you're open to helping other people reach their dreams,
You read yours.
yeah, it just happens that way when you don't when it's not about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it's
Ooh,
about
that's good.
how you're who you can impact, and how you can allow how can you allow God's light to shine in you to help and elevate others. Not how can I make myself look good. In my prayer, I'm really open. God, allow me to be open, to allowing you to do the work that you've called me to do, um, not for my glory, but for yours. Right? Allow me to be open to your light in my life and allowing it to shine to impact other people. So,
And
um,
and Kyle, I think you're so right. And I'll add this. I think when you're in that mode, and then I think that's what connected me, you, and Fred, and Delaney in so many ways, because we kind of think the same way.
yeah,
But add this to it, in that, I've gotten to no. Let me speak to myself, not generally, but me. In that I've gotten to a point where I don't care about perfection anymore, because
Mm.
in that the things that you have that you want to give, I you will, if it's about you, you will allow those things not to happen, because it's the start that stops everyone, because we're worried about what that looks like, what everyone else will say. Oh, if it, and I have dyslexia, so I misspell a word. I'm not worried about that no more. I'm not. Well, you have a doctorate degree. You should spell perfect. No, no. I should
Right.
out. I should get it out.
right.
And whoever it's supposed to touch and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
will they will forgive me for that one misspelled word. They will forgive me for that adverb not being in the right place. But
right.
if the to me, we get so caught up in it being about me, so that it's perfect, and you never do anything. You
Yeah.
never.
Mm.
Q,
And
that's
so,
powerful. That's powerful.
point where,
Yes.
like, if God had me up on, so I just finished the project, which was, I didn't know God was gonna do it, but He had me up almost, and I was telling Doc, it was the period darkest where I didn't sleep for about 7 or 8 days. Like, I just could not
Mm.
go to sleep. And He had me write this 10 mindsets to be a happier and more successful coach.
Mm.
And in my spirit, I'm like, I ain't trying to help him. And he was like, no, I need you to write this. And then I was like, well, I don't have nobody to edit it. I don't. He's like, I'm not worried about that.
Just get it down. Just
Get it,
do it.
Yeah.
Just
get it,
do it.
and put it out, and we'll fix it. And so I was like, all right. And he's like, and so it's just one of those where we get so caught up in it being about us,
Yeah.
we will never do what we're really, really called
Called
to.
to do.
Yeah. And
Q,
some
that's powerful,
it
Q.
just
I appreciate you
moves.
sharing that. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
have to move. So
Absolutely. And you know, one thing that it opens the door to have the ability to be present in the moment when you are with someone who is smiling, and behind that smile, they ready to go take themselves out.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're not in place
Yeah.
to be able to have
Yes.
to discern
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
yeah,
you can miss it. We miss so many opportunities being caught up in our own head. See, now y'all done got all into my book, Discerning the Dark Side of a Smile.
Yeah. Ooh.
We are
so
here to be helpers one to another.
you about to
Like,
shift.
and we have to be more present, y'all. You both are talking about being present in the moment and having the ability to help somebody else when they really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
Darkest, you speaking a word, because that's one of the things
yeah,
I walk with in my day. Like, you never know if that person, you can be walking down the street and walk by a person. That person could be 5 minutes away from putting a
yes.
pistol in their mouths,
Yes.
from jumping off a building.
Oh,
And I don't want for me to not be in the spirit I need to be in, to not be able to provide what God wants me to provide for them.
yeah,
And that's a different disposition to be open
Yes.
in that way, when so much of everything that we see has us focused inward. It's
Hmm.
about me. What am I going through? What am I dealing with? And I think when we're outward focused, we can minister, right? We can minister
Yes.
the way that we've been called to.
and
I
then
love
he,
I love the title of your book.
yeah, that and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
so I want to shift, Darkest. I want to shift back to Kyle real quick. Kyle, will you tell us about your book? Because it's kind of
Yeah.
the title and what Darkest just said. Kind of.
Yeah, it's a line. The title of my book is "Discarding the Mask: The Soul Sacrifices of a Coach." And I, just really, in Q, you were a huge motivation and support during the creation of it, and just wanting, having these experiences, right? Having all these experiences and these feelings about my experiences, and really wanting to process them in a way that I could share it with other people, um, where they could see the journey of what we experience as coaches, um, but also for them to maybe do some things differently. Like, I I talk about some of the really highlights of my coaching and the things that I've enjoyed, but I also share about my failures, and the things that I've struggled with, and the challenges um, that I had, and what coaching, what this career, how it takes you. Like, you know, one of my first coaching jobs, I slept in a locker room. I just wanted to coach. I knew if like, I want this job. You hire me, I'm there. I don't know where I'm going to live, but I knew I wanted to. I knew that God placed something in me.
Mm-hmm.
This was this was something that He wanted me to do. This was a skill. This was a talent that I felt like, that He had placed in me, and I knew that it would make a way for me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and I
and
don't.
Sacrifice.
Yeah,
yeah, and Kyle, I think one of the issues that I have with this younger generation is a lot of them don't have that story, and they would not be in this profession because of the passion of it. A lot of them are in this profession because of the money that's in it.
what it provides them. Yeah, what it provides them. Yeah, I always say the lifestyle it provides them.
Yes, and so for me, it was like um, we all connect because we all had that same journey. I slept in my Forerunner. I slept
Right.
in my office. I mean, um,
Mm.
nobody now speaks about that. And so
Yeah.
when walking to a gym, it was like we've really given up a lot. We've given up a lot, but we know why, because when we walk into that gym, we see it starts with the game itself, and then it starts with the people, the young people that you get the chance to empower,
Yeah. Yeah.
build, influence. And so one of the things that I I tell people all the time that I've been very blessed with when I got in, there was a community of people who talked the same way. Like it was about influence and empowering. Only a very few people were making money.
Right, 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 right,
Everybody else wanted to be an impact.
right.
And so, you know, that was a gift that, like you said, you surrounded yourself with people who had the same type vision and influence. But, you know, Kyle, so we moved from let me ask you this. You did something a couple years ago, and I've been talking to Darkus, and the ideas come from Kyle Darkus. I wanted to bring back some of my former athletes and interview them on this platform, or on my platform, and Darkus helped me facilitate that. And you did that you did that maybe about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. It was like 5 years ago.
Can you share that with us? Because I thought that was one of the most powerful and enlightening things that I've seen. Can you share a little bit what you got from that, and what helped that? What did you gain from it, and how did it help you?
So this is a great question, Q. So I was I was kind of in the transition of kind of starting It's Bigger Than the Ball, and I had connected with a woman named Monique AJ Smith, who was kind of she was kind of like my business coach, and she had really taken to my passion as a Black man coaching young women, and she said, I want to do a live with your former players talking about extracting the leadership lessons they've learned
Mm-hmm.
from your coaching. And so she had a few of my athletes uh, from from Cheney, and a few of my athletes from North Carolina Central University, and they just talked. I wasn't on the call. She had created some questions, and they just talked about what they got from the experience with me, like how they like what were my intentions, like what did they feel like they got, how they felt like it helped shape them for life. And I need to say, um, I think one of the other powerful things about our community, when you talk about, you and I, Fred, um, Delaney, so many guys, like really understanding the importance of the responsibility that we have as men coaching women, right? Not just coaching the game, but coaching women. And as Black men, coaching coaching young women and helping them to develop in their own leadership. Yeah, like for as successful as Q has been as a coach on the winning, what he's done to develop and help push young women in and towards leadership is so much more impactful than any championship that he's won. And I feel so honored and humbled to have been in community with those type of people who really understood, those type of men that really understood the importance of the ministry of coaching young women in the game of basketball. So yeah, but Monique put that event on. She did it on YouTube. Um, and I go back and I listen to it from time to time because sometimes you need to hear those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, they say that Fred said it. You need those people who know the words to
Mm-hmm.
the lyrics when you forget your song,
Mm.
and it's
Yes.
always impactful to hear those women talk about their experience with me. One of the things I've considered is like we're 10 years out now. They're
Mm-hmm.
they're doctors, they're business
Mm.
owners, they're raising families, and how you know are there things that still resonate from their experience, right?
Yes.
As coach, and I think Q. Lastly, I think for me, I'd always wanted, regardless of how many games we won or any of those things, I wanted the experience that we created in our basketball program to be a defining experience in the lives of those young women. I
Mm-hmm.
want it to be something that they look back to with pride, um,
Yes.
with reflection, that it
Yes.
gives them power, that they can draw from it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that was always my motivation in wanting to create that type of environment for the best player to
And
the
the
young that didn't play.
yes,
I
yes,
want everybody that God put on that roster to have a transformative experience.
yeah.
Mm,
And it's so
mm,
powerful. We call it, well, I call it here in my program, and I say we because of my staff, but
Yep.
we now, Kyle, after my years, we call it an amazing player experience,
Yep.
and
Yep.
and, and it's on my wall in the locker room. And it's something I want them to see every day, because my ultimate goal is I want them to have an amazing player experience, because what I kept hearing was that this coach took my dreams. This
Yeah.
coach took,
Yeah.
took,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
took, took. And I was like, I don't want to be one of those coaches that takes something from you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, again, in that, does everybody fall into that? No. But now I probably, out of my years of coaching, I probably about have four or five that would be like, I just couldn't get along. But I tell people all the time, if we look back at that young lady's where she's now, it's probably because high achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people
People
like,
don't like high achievers. Yeah.
and some of these people have shifted and been like, oh, coach, my bag, it was me.
Yeah.
Some of them are still mediocre, and
Yeah.
like we can't save everybody, but
right.
realize is that if we stay to the culture and we stay true to who we are and what we're supposed to do, if they're not happy and they leave, I believe if you do it the right way, God doesn't give you anything that comes back void. 99.99999, it usually comes back that they're like, man, I see what you were talking about now. After they experience
Right.
what is not real, after they experience real life, after they experience and understand what we were trying to do as a staff or program people,
Yeah.
accountability at the end of the day is not being a bully,
Right.
you know.
Mm,
And the one thing that I want our players to understand as a black man, and we've said this too, is that a lot of women have not dealt with men that didn't want something from them.
Come on, Q. Come on. Come
Oh,
on.
I don't want you. I
Yeah.
don't want nothing from you
Yeah.
other than for you to be successful. Because when you're successful, I'm successful. That's all that I want from you. Your parents gave their precious gem to me, and I
Yeah.
want to make sure that I give it back, polished, uh, set in the ring correct. Like, I want to give it back better than what I was given. And
Yeah.
I think that's another thing, Kyle, that is very huge, is that the group of men that we were with and have been around, we've been very blessed, to me, that none of us have been caught up in BS, because we didn't want anything other than the success from
Yeah.
these. And another thing that is really, I try to be true to and try to be really vigilant of, is putting people around me who have that same vibe, that same vision, that same value, because that too is important, because we can destroy a person's life so much because they already are damaged,
Yeah.
and we're trying to fix those things mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So
You
you'll
you you hit it right. Think about this. Like, we talk to people, um, you know, bankers, millionaires, people in high society, like, who've done really amazing things. And when you start to talk to them about their experience in sport and their experience with their coach, you get one of two extremes, right? You get, my coach was amazing. They taught me this, they taught me that. Or you can hear the hurt and damage. And these are
mm,
50, 60-year-old people,
yes,
and they're still carrying those soul wounds from
yes.
what that coach did or didn't do, or provided or didn't provide. And I think, to your point also, like recognizing the power um of how the relationship that we create with these young women through this experience, it shapes how they view relationships with men as they move forward in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because most men that they've had in their lives, to your point, Q, have wanted something from them.
Mm-hmm.
You you don't take into consideration the relationships that they have with their father, their uncles, the men in their family. What do those relationships look like? And it was always my intention that when they came to me for them 2 to 3 hours a day, they were going to get something different.
Mm-hmm.
That they were going to see something different from a man. They were going to see a man um, who was vulnerable, who was going to admit when they were wrong, who was going to hold them to a standard, who wanted to sincerely develop a relationship with them, that had nothing with who they were in their physical, who wanted to help them grow and expand their thought, and how they were able to advocate for not just themselves, but also their teammates and other people. Like, I wanted to create a very robust experience in our program that wasn't just about my leadership, but helping them to develop their leadership and taking ownership of our program,
Mm-hmm.
and me being a part of it. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, Q, you hit it right on a nail, man. Like, that the impact that you have with young people, and especially young women in these positions, um, is huge. It's huge, and it's life defining.
Mm-hmm. So Kyle,
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is something that we need off the court as well, because
Yes.
you are men that are providing safe spaces for women. And this is something that is, there are so many, especially in our culture. There are very far and few in between men that provide safe spaces for women without without them having to feel like they have to give up something,
Yeah.
or it's going to cost them something that's going to damage them for the remainder of their lives. And you spoke of soul wounds. We are definitely going to have you back, Dr. Kyle, because you getting it. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, oh my goodness. And it goes so deep. These are the necessary conversations that we need to have. And thank you so much, Dr. Q, for inviting Dr. Kyle. I call, yep, that's right. I'm gonna call him Dr. Kyle.
He
And
said it.
like, I'm also an encourager as well, naturally. And sometimes you think it's something wrong with it, but no, 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 it's not nothing wrong. People can't always accept it. But like you say, in the end, eventually you'll find your tribe, and the people you are supposed to help will come your way. And never give from an empty cup. And I love how you spoke about, Kyle, how you go back and watch that video sometimes, because that's a way to refill your cup.
That's
And
right.
we have to stay full and overflowing so we're giving from a healthy place. So, y'all, Dr. Q was there before we end this one out, because we're definitely gonna have to bring Dr. Kyle back. Dr. Q, is there anything else that you wanted to mention before we wrap
yeah.
it up?
So next time we have Kyle back, and hopefully we can have you back in a couple weeks, Kyle, so we can finish up
I would
and get.
love that. I
I
would
love
love it.
to get into what you've done with it's bigger than the ball. I love to talk about some of the things that you're speaking about, um, some of the things that you're looking to do. Um, those type of things. I know me, you, and Fred have talked about getting together and doing some things. Maybe you, me, and Fred and Darkest need to get together. Lord, just put on
Yeah.
get together and do some things, because this platform could just grow and give that. But man, I just thank you for your heart. I thank you for your love and support. Who you are as a man, who you are as a friend and a brother and a person, and the things that you've done in this game. And one of the things you supported, one of the best black coaches that we've ever had, like no one else. And I appreciate you putting Coach Vivian Stringer in the forefront on so many different things. But thank you for who you are, Kyle, to this game, to me, to the world, to your family, and just keep being the strong black man, and and inspiring. You motivate me and you push me more than you even know, brother. And I appreciate you and I love you so much.
I love Q. Everything that you said, I give right back to you. You've been such a an impact and motivation, and like I'm honored to call you a friend and brother. Like um, you called me one day and was like, I need you to talk to my team. You put me on speaker and was like, I just need you to talk to my team. Um, I'm just always been honored by the sincerity of our relationship, and um like the depth of our brotherhood, like you, Fred, like that we have real and meaningful conversations. And I don't know that many people still have those type of interactions as men, where they can really be vulnerable and say the real things that we need to say to one another. So Q, I love you, man. I appreciate you. I truly value you as a brother and friend. I have so much respect for what you represent as a father, a family man, as a leader, not just of young women in your basketball program, but in your community and in that institute on that campus, right? And then what you mean and represent to other young coaches. Like Q, you've done what you continue to do and build. I'm always amazed at at your intention and your motive and how you continue to add value to other people. So I love you, my friend. I truly love you. Thank you.
And thank you both. Thank you.
Marcus,
I am
Marcus,
honored to be in the midst.
thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you from our first interaction, and then learning about your book and the work that you're doing. I'm greatly appreciative to have met you and to continue to build our relationship going forward. So, thank you.
Absolutely. It's my absolute pleasure. And I do want to also invite everyone who this is, and just to make you aware that on this coming Tuesday, this is what I got this idea from you, Dr. Q. We're going to get authors together. We can have up to 10 people on here. So we're going to get together and talk about the process of writing a book, what it costs you. What is, when I say cost, I mean mentally, spiritually, physically, and what got you over the humps, to what encouraged you to keep going, to get that book released, to encourage someone else to say, okay, yeah, I want to do it. I want to write a book. God gave me a book, but I
Right,
don't know where to start. And I
right.
want us to be in position to give those answers. So y'all, thank everybody for being here today. This has been yet another a beautiful, powerful, beauty for ashes, the journey, y'all, where we keep healing, we keep rising, and we keep becoming. So we will see y'all again till the next time. We love you to life, but Jesus died for you, and don't you never forget it.